Hey there, Washingtonians, adventurers, and storytellers. Welcome to What's Your Washington, the podcast that's all about discovering hidden gems, local lore, and the unique perspectives that make Washington State such an incredible place to call home. In every episode, I'll connect with people from all walks of life, strangers, locals, and travelers, to ask 3 thought-provoking questions. Their answers will lead us to unexpected places, secret hiking trails, unforgettable encounters, and the quirky traditions that define life in Washington. So, what's your Washington? Hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast player and join me as we uncover the heart and soul of our state, one story at a time. What's Your Washington? The podcast that brings Washingtonian stories to life. All right. Welcome to this episode of What's Your Washington? Today, my guest from North Bend is Bob Antone. Bob, I have 3 quick questions for you that only a local from North Bend can answer. You ready?
I'm ready.
If North Bend had a town slogan that wasn't approved by the Chamber of Commerce, what would it be?
Well, the current slogan is easy to reach, hard to leave. And so I think I would change the slogan to easy to reach, hard to find a parking spot at the local trailhead.
All right. Love that. Love that. So honestly, if we're going to pick fun, the current slogan sounds like, the liner notes for Hotel California. So anyway, all right. You're trapped in North Bend during a snowstorm with 3 random locals. Who do you hope they are and why?
Okay. So of course I would pick my son, Parker. But if I picked a non-family member, that would be Clayton Littlejohn. He comes from an old logging family because he would provide firewood for us. In fact, he parks his truck in town, and interestingly enough, it says 100% organic firewood. The joke of it is that all wood is organic. So he would provide our firewood. Of course, my wife would be the next person, but if I picked a non-family member, I would pick Pat Coakwell, and she was the mother of pies at the Marquee Cafe, and she would bake me pies of all kinds, lemon meringue and cherry, and she could cook right there on the stove, that hot stove in our living room. And then the third person, non-family, of course I have a lot of musicians in my family, but if I picked a non-family member, that would be Vern Roberts. Now, Vern Roberts was a piano player who entertained locally in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. He happened to be the local town drunk, but he was so talented. He played concerts and people got so excited. He played ragtime, piano, and popular songs. And he actually lived along the river in a tent, and he fished out of the river. My grandfather housed him for a short time, but he would provide the entertainment for hours and hours during that snowstorm.
All right. And our last question for today is, if North Bend had a holiday that no other town celebrated, what would it be about?
No other town celebrated. Oh my God. That is a very tough question. If you said no other town celebrated, see, I'm thinking of other towns that celebrate something that they don't do here. So I guess I'm going to answer your question in this way. I would like to see North Bend bring back the timber sports and like they do in other towns. So I'm kind of breaking your rule a little bit. But
yeah, you are.
We used to have a wonderful scene here where every summer there would be timber sports and a celebration of logging history and culture, and that has all disappeared. And other towns have those festivals. And so that's my answer, sort of breaking your rule. But anyway, that's my answer. There you go.
All right.
Support your local loggers.
There you go. Bob, thank you so much for being on this episode of What's Your Washington?
Perfect.
That's a wrap for this episode of What's Your Washington? If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to subscribe so you never miss one. Have a great Washington story? Reach out. I'd love to hear it. And until next time, keep exploring.